So Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is a game that I've been excited for since it was revealed. Unfortunately, I'm choosing not to play this game. But not for the reasons you might think. The reason I'm not playing this game right now is simply because I haven't played through the first game yet. But I do own the first game. I'm chipping away at it. I bought it on sale for like $5 or $6, but man, I am just really bad at finishing RPGs. I have this problem where games of this size take me a ridiculous amount of time to beat because I'm the type of person that likes to bounce from game to game, and that's just the nature of having a large backlog. It's kind of like eating at a buffet for me. I find myself playing a little of this and a little of that, but I try not to have more than 5 games on my plate all at once. Right now, KCD1 is that main course, but that's not what this video is about. Today I want to talk about the controversy surrounding this game's sequel and why a lot of people are just morons. These same people will no doubt harass me in the comment section of this video at some point because they haven't yet learned to think for themselves. Instead, they actively seek out echo chambers to validate their already narrow opinions, and this is not everybody, to be fair. I'm not trying to paint broad strokes here. I was also a part of this echo chamber. I'm not afraid to admit it, because after all, who doesn't want to see good games? That rabbit hole of Gamergate, I've been down it, okay? I thought that this was what it was all about, just wanting the people making our games to just make good games, without checking any boxes or shoving political propaganda in our faces, or else we just won't buy that slop. But apparently we seem to have lost the plot, because now everything is either woke or DEI, sweet baby, or any other buzzword that isn't played out yet. And I'm sure you've already been beaten over the head with this shit so many times, people probably clicked off this video just hearing those words. So let's just talk about why people are pissed off. So people are upset now that in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, there's a gay romance option where Henry can sleep with his friend. And you care because why? No, really, why the fuck do you care about a sex scene in an RPG game where you actively have to go through dialogue trees to find it? Unless you're out here accidentally sucking dicks in every single RPG game that has those options, then yeah, man, I can see that being a problem. But at that point, I don't think it's a problem with the game being woke. I think that it's a you problem. And you hear all these headlines of the game being banned in Saudi Arabia for having LGBTQ plus content or whatever. And one thing that these rage merchants do is they like to report on this stuff, but they don't ever give you context, and they don't have to because they know you're too dumb to do your own research. And you'll just believe whatever they say because their beliefs align with yours. You know, I don't give a shit what games can and cannot be purchased in other countries for whatever reasons, because I live here in America. That's none of my business. But when I look at a list of games that have been banned in that same country, you know, games like Assassin's Creed 2, Bully, GTA 5, The Witcher 3 for having nudity or violence, whatever goes against their rules and regulations, and the anti-woketivists want to use KCD as fuel. I mean, does that logic not apply to The Witcher 3 and GTA 5? Are they now retroactively woke progressive slop now because they got banned in other countries? I don't even know if KCD 2 is banned in Saudi Arabia. I checked SteamDB and it seems to still be purchasable there. All I'm saying is this: if you just pull headlines from articles, even if you read through these bullshit articles, it's the reason I don't throw screenshots up in my videos to be like, see, this is what so-and-so reported on, so it must be true. You have no clue what's actually going on, do you? And you know the guys I'm talking about. I don't need to list every channel. It looks like you're just pumping these videos out as quickly as possible while the trend is still breathing so you can get your paycheck. You're not actually giving your opinion because you have no opinion. You don't actually believe in the shit you're saying. You can absolutely 100% be anti-woke and not be a grifter as long as you wholeheartedly believe in what the fuck you're talking about. It's the reason why in my last video I talked about GTA 5 and how it would have been a better game if they focused on one character instead of the three protagonists. I said that Franklin was my favorite character in the game and I wish that the story would have just focused around him, only to have some jackass in the comment section tell me that Franklin was just a DEI checkbox. Like, where the fuck are we at with all of this? Somebody is clearly poisoning the water. I'm starting to think that these anti-woke channels are just making content because they genuinely hate gaming as a whole. And this shit goes both ways. I'm pretty sure IGN thought they were being cute uploading a How to Romance Sir Hans guide 5 minutes after the game launched. Not because they care about diversity and representation and all that, but so they can rally together the hate mob for ad revenue. You're all being trolled. It's hilarious. Well, it looks like Gamergate is taking the L on this one because Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is looking like it's gonna be a massive success. This game sold over 1 million copies on its first day. What does that tell you? Well, for me, it says that people just like good games. Normal people, the average gamer, the everyday Joe Schmo like me that gets off work every day and just wants to relax and escape from all the bullshit in the world. I didn't give a shit when it was in Mass Effect, and I don't give a shit now. I don't care about some one-off romance option that I'm never gonna engage with in a game that probably has over 100 hours of content of outstanding quality. I don't care if the director of the game said in the first game that Henry was canonically straight and then flip-flopped for the second game. Why would I care about what somebody said years ago? That shit is irrelevant to the game now. You know, we talk all the time about how we don't want real life in our games and we're just trying to escape. But then we turn around and put real life back in our games. I don't give a shit what some game dev or studio head says on Twitter. If the game is good, I'm gonna play it. I'm not saying that I'm not against the agendas being pushed or anything like that in our media. I absolutely enjoyed seeing Dragon Age the Veilguard be burned at the stake for this shit. But if you're gonna be out here taking a moral standpoint and boycotting these games left and right, why don't you take that same energy and use it on other things too? Like, I don't know, your smartphone that you use to write dumbass comments online with. That shit was probably powered by child labor. Why don't you just throw that shit in the trash and go off grid? But we all know you won't because you need that shit for playing on social media. I'm hearing people say Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is a masterpiece, saying it's one of the best open world RPGs of all time, one of the most immersive games of all time. Some saying it's the best game they've ever played. 9s and 10 scores everywhere, talking about quest design rivaling The Witcher 3 and a world as beautiful as Red Dead Redemption 2. Like, if that's the case, then sign me up for this game. I doubt everybody's a shill. Come on. Oh, those damn Steam reviews. What a bunch of shills, right? But I don't know. Who are you gonna believe? All the people who've already clocked in 80 plus hours in this game? Or are you gonna believe the rage merchant online who hasn't even touched it because they're too embarrassed to go against their integrity? Or more likely the audience they have to pander to. Or maybe they do believe the shit that they say, but I guarantee if they do, someday they're gonna have that come to Jesus moment where they wake up during the night in a cold sweat and they're like, oh my God, this whole time I've been a fucking grifter. I don't know. This shit is boring to me. It's cringe as hell and I don't like covering it. But I feel like I have to, because the whole reason I made this channel is because I love games. And when I see people out here blindly hating on games and sometimes just straight up lying to people about them, I feel like I just have to speak on it. But tell me what you think down in the comments. Do you think these people are morons and they're just stuck inside of that echo chamber that the algorithm likes to put us in? Is the outrage just totally blown out of proportion? Or is Henry one of your favorite characters and you think it's distasteful how Warhorse went about this? Because at first I kind of agreed with this, but thinking back on games like Mass Effect and having those options with Commander Shepard, it never really bothered me that those romance options were there because I chose how Shepard's story would play out. Just like how I'll choose how Henry's story plays out and the characters I choose to romance with him. Have you played Kingdom Come Deliverance 2? Is it a masterpiece like I'm hearing from everyone? Because I'm really excited to play this one, but I refuse to play it until I play through the first one. But anyways, I'm gonna end it here. All right, bye.